Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel, is the one and only Bridgeman, and my mate, Fox. Evening, gents.
Good evening, guys.
Oh, can I say a big good evening to you guys on the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Oh, I'm glad you've got your chin up, Bridge. I've been so disappointed after that performance and ultimately the result on Saturday, mate. It really was a bit of a letdown, if I'm honest, mate.
Yeah, I think that sadly disappointed. In fact, sort of virtually broken-hearted for my team because we were a pale shadow of what we can be. And actually, at the end of the game, I have to say we were very, very lucky not to get beat there. That team could have beat us easily 2-0 overall because they had, 3 good chances at goal. Goalkeeper made 1 save. We had 1 shot at goal on foot. Oh, just shocking. We were dreadful. We
started bad and get worse, Fox. Is that fair?
I think most of the crowd would have got a wee idea after the first 10 minutes when we were absolutely shocking. Terrible on the ball. From Barisic to Tavernier to Worrell, Goldson, and then forward into the midfield. Couldn't string 2 passes together. Absolutely shocking start to the game, and it never got any better as the game went on.
What's the problem when Fox playing on grass?
No, I don't know what the problem was. I think the biggest problem we've got as a side, as I've mentioned many a time in this show, is leaving Joe Worrell and Goldson to bring the ball up the park. None of the two of them's got any sort of passing ability for me, and teams know that. They leave them with the ball. We eventually pass it between the two of them for about 3 or 4 passes, and then they launch the ball forward. We have no height in the side, so we never win a ball that's punted forward, and we just get it to the opposition every time they two were on the ball for me.
And then we start getting frustrated and we start chasing again, and people maybe try too hard and doesn't work, and it goes back to us, mate.
That's exactly what happens. We've spoken about it before. I don't know why Barisic or Tavernier doesn't wait back to pick the ball up. Tav goes up to about 3/4 way up the park. The punted ball either from McGregor or even Wes was doing it at the weekend there, the high ball at him to see if he wins a header in the air to get us up the park. Isn't he working for us? I don't know which Stoke, Steve Davis or even Kamara, who had a wee bit of a decent game, but wasn't what I was expecting him to be. Maybe he'll get better as he's more and more in the side, but they two should have been coming and picking the ball off the centre halves and trying to get some sort of play going. That never happened at any time in the game.
The problem with that, mate, if they come and get it and Ross McCrory's sitting deep, you're in midfield, mate.
But the point is that, along with the bad passing, mate, there is absolutely no movement for the front players. They tend to stand and wait for the ball coming to them. They don't move about and try and upset the defence. They wait for, as I say, they wait for ball to feet. Never a ball to run onto or anything like that. It was just a terrible display all round. The whole team, I'd only one of the good pass marks there was Ryan Kent. The rest of them were shocking.
I mean, maybe I throw in Kamara there, and when I say
I was going to say I have slightly different view on that. I think he's right, but the first half, the first 15 minutes of the game, we ended up, we've got 2 centre backs there that they can go forward, but sometimes when they go forward, their decision making and their passing. We've said this before. We're not saying they're the worst passers in the whole world, but sometimes it's got to be absolutely spot on. If you're running into 10 men or an 8-man defence, you've got to be spot on with your pass. You've got to find your man. Otherwise, you're just going to clear the decks to yourself, and everybody's going to run. They'll come running it right over the top of you, and that happened a number of times. But worst of all was that Mr. Goldson, who's been not too bad for us that way, his long passing was nothing short of disgraceful. A ball going straight out the park so many times, right away ahead of the forwards. Nah,
A straight pass is it's 1 in 30, Bridge, a straight pass, because it's got to be so perfect, you know.
absolutely, pal.
When you
He's
angle
not.
it,
Yeah.
when you angle it, there's no money can do that, mate. Let's be really honest about it.
Yeah, well, we've got two guys that, unfortunately for us, they were doing the role of a midfield. They stepped up into the opposition half and ran the 20 yards in there, and all of a sudden they did. I don't think they knew what to do, and I think that's what Foxy was saying there. It looked like they didn't know what to do, and my goodness, they proved it a number of times. They couldn't pass the ball properly, and the passes to the midfield like 100 miles an hour. You know, sorry.
I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I think obviously you've got a system you're playing, and if you know quite quickly it's not working, and the management team have got to change the system, run and try something. And we done nothing on Saturday, nothing. You know, we huffed and puffed. I'm just going to look because I never looked on Saturday because I was so disgusted. But how many efforts we actually had in goal? What was the many?
I think we had lots of efforts at goal.
Whether there was that many.
Target. Now, if any, most of them would have been in the last 10 minutes, maybe the last 15 minutes. Because I thought when Lafferty came on, he made the change happened, and the shall we say more people at it and up for the ball. He won a lot of balls in the air, Big Lafferty, and some of them found their man. Wee flick-ons and that, and he had maybe 3 or 4 shots himself that weren't far away. None actually on target, I don't think, but no far away, just past the post and things like that, which is what we were needing, to be honest. It's bloody sad talking like this, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, for me, a lot of this goes to opposition managers that come to Ibrox, mate. I watched a couple of Premier League games there the weekend. First game I watched was Hearts v Motherwell. An open game of football, which was really quite entertaining. Good attacking by both sides. Good game to watch. They come to Ibrox, they stick 10 men behind the ball, and it just frustrates the life out of the supporters sitting there. 50,000 people going to watch a football match, and it isn't a football match, mate.
It's defence against attack when you get frustrated. By the way, 3 players passed marks on Saturday for me. Foderingham.
On our side?
Foderingham. Can't blame the goalie.
No.
Never lost any goals. Kent showed wee glimpses, but was getting crowded out. Would that be fair, Fox? And the boy Kamara for a debut, done okay. I mean, I'm not talking about 9 out of 10. I'm just saying done okay. The other 8, very, very poor for me, Bridge.
I think they were rubbish. And that's not often you'll hear me saying that about Rangers players. But from a viewing of my team, I want to see my team playing football. They couldn't play football against St Johnstone. For whatever reason, they couldn't play. They couldn't. Whatever they were trying to do.
One shot in target in 90 minutes, mate.
Well, their goalkeeper made a fabulous save near the end from a header from them, and that I don't know who it was that got the sort of the lob over the goalkeeper and hit the bar. My goodness gracious, that was 2 fantastic chances for them. Was it turned out?
Fox, 1 shot in target in 90 minutes, mate.
Shocking.
18, you know.
But this is it, mate. They did produce a couple of chances, and these teams can play football. That's what frustrates me. They just sit in there. As soon as we get anything going at all, there's a niggly wee foul that stops the game, and it goes on like that the whole game. We don't get a chance to get into our stride because of the way these teams set themselves up. I know it's all about, they've no got the budgets, they've no got that. But people wonder why Scottish football is absolutely crap. We can't produce international players. It's because of managers like the St Johnstone manager, the Kilmarnock manager, the Motherwell manager. They don't allow their teams to play football for me. And as I say, I watched the Hearts Motherwell game. These boys can play football, but they're not allowed to play by the tactics the managers ask them to play at Ibrox, mate. They don't do it against any other team, just us. And I know it's down to us to break them down. I know all that, but football's a spectator sport, mate, and it's about going and enjoying a game of football. That isn't what you call football. It was never like that years ago when these teams had even less and we had better teams. They never ever sat in 10 men behind the ball, 10 big heifers that just kick, push, done everything that moves. And we get no protection for the referees whatsoever. That's my daily...
I would agree with you on that last point. I thought the referee was absolutely abysmal. Absolutely shocking. Can I just say it? I was that angry. I haven't even watched the highlights. So forgive me, anybody that was going to ask me any questions in detail. I don't know because I never saw any second runs of it.
I don't think there was any highlights.
Was there not? I mean, I was meaning on the famous sports scene to see what we're going to be tried by. I thought there's one incident at the end that I thought there should have been a penalty for us. The ball seemed to hit the boy's arm, but maybe the guys in the sand they jarred at someone in the sand.
Could have been. Could have been. You've seen them given, Could have been.
But other than that,
was right through the team, mate.
See the guys you mentioned get good marks for play. I'll agree with you on them.
No. I never said they get good marks.
They get the better marks then. The better marks, right? I would add Big Lafferty into that. I think he changed the game from up front. I thought he played very, very well when he came on.
What did we know change for formation for earlier when it obviously was
Who knows? Obviously, the manager's going to have to look at himself and look at the team because that wasn't a really good team to put out. And by the way, may I say, it might have been all we had, and that was him doing the best he could. But I thought that I was really disappointed in Barisic. His control of the ball on Saturday was sometimes abysmal,
It was rubbish, mate.
He's sometimes abysmal.
He's not played well for weeks and weeks. He can cross the ball. He lacks pace. Whether he's the hardest tackler in the world, his defending's no great. The jury's out big still for me, Bridge. And Candias on the other side of the park, mate, works ever so hard. Fans' favourite. Absolutely no quality consistently, mate.
The chance he had coming into the sort of
right road, in front of you.
My God Almighty!
He was trying to hit you with a ball.
You should have heard virtually every punter sitting in the Copeland rear, probably the Copeland front as well, could not believe what he did. He's got all the time in the world, and he lashes out his left foot at it. It just looks so bad, and that's one of the reasons I haven't seen any of the replays or the sports scene. I believe we got the top marks in the sports scene.
my trouble is we started the game ever so slowly, Fox. So what's happening before the game? We're starting so slowly. What's wrong? There's something wrong at the...
There's got to be something wrong with the boys, the players.
Fox?
I don't know, mate. I think it's dead disheartening for the players that there's no room to play the ball. We can all sit there and say the manager should change your tactics. Change it to what, Ox? When you've got 10 men locked on just outside the 18-yard box. What do you change it to? You can't go direct because we've no height in the team. You've got to try and play through them. And as I mentioned earlier on, as soon as we get a move going, the niggly foul comes in, stops the game, they regroup, and they go through that for 90 minutes, mate.
Your point's valid up to a point, Fox, but when we go out and we play the first 10 minutes that slow, mate, we're starting to put ourselves behind the 8 ball. Because we were that slow at the start, it was unbelievable.
No, it's woeful, just woeful.
Anyway, enough of us ranting, Bridge, yeah?
Get another ranter on.
People back to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Fox?
You can join us at Skype. It's rangersradio.online and we'll bring you into the call.
Here.
Can I also say, Oxter, before we go any further, I thought that I couldn't believe my eyes, and I was saying to the guy that's been sitting next to me for years, and I was saying to him, have you seen Tavernier actually making a pass or a cross?
Tav was a
it was just woeful. Just woeful. Unbelievable.
You know, it started bad and got worse.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole team. And I've got to be honest with you, one of my favourite players for a short period, he was at the club maybe 10 years ago or such. Stephen Davis was poor as well. Very, very poor.
Oh, he needs another 4 games under his belt, him, before he can even start to pass the ball properly. You could see some of his passes, well meant, but so short, it's no real. Just so short. And overcompensating, maybe putting it a wee bit too fast and hard, and it goes right out of the park.
I mean, I don't think there's lack of effort, but just lack of quality,
You're definitely missing that, that's for sure. You're definitely missing that.
Anyway, talking about lack of quality, we've been joined by Travel Rug. Evening, Travel Rug.
Good evening. Travel. That was lovely. I'm impressed with that one. That's a beauty.
How we doing, mate?
I know bad. I'm just calling in just to warn folks that if he's not enjoying managers sticking 10 men behind the ball, then maybe he shouldn't go on Wednesday night either, because that's just the tactics that Kilmarnock will employ as well. So we're just going to have to get used to it. That teams know how to play against us, and that's not the first time that's happened to us this season. The way that St Johnstone set up, the way that St Johnstone play, and I'm going to have to criticise here, folks. It's no Tommy Wright's responsibility to come and entertain you. He's coming there to get a point and hopefully 3 points. And at the end of the day, that guy's walked off of that park successful. He's not the one that's frustrated. He's the one that's walked away. Any point that they get against, they would probably argue against the Old Firm as a bonus, and that's exactly what they got. So I can't be too critical of St Johnstone. It's up to us and the players that we bring in to destroy them. And
you want to come back on that, Fox?
No, I'm just to finish. And I wasn't able to go to the game on Saturday. I had previous plans, but
how was that mass? How did it go?
Nah, the mass was fine. There was plenty of us there because the game was on Sunday.
That's brilliant.
How
was that mass?
But I'm no surprised the way you guys are talking. And a wee bit, I suppose it's a wee bit strange to hear you slagging Barisic and Tavernier. I know that they are fullbacks, but there's supposedly more offensively minded players on the team who aren't really showing it either, are they? So
they were poor. Cadiz was poor.
Aye.
Defoe's a sniffer, mate. If you don't get the ball in the box, he's not going to make.
He's needing service, and he's needing the right kind of service, and I've seen it already with Defoe.
Anyway, can I cut across your Travel?
Sure.
Caller on the phone, and then we'll get somebody else coming in. Evening, caller. Hello.
Skipper. Hello. Good evening, Triangle lovers.
Oh, it's Skipper. How are you doing,
Skipper?
Skipper. I'm glad there's a bit of sense on.
Sense, Skipper.
Can I have your complaints department again, please?
Yes, I'll put you through. It's a Mr. Fox.
Oh, well, this might be kind of a dodgy because he's one of the persons involved.
Oh dear.
Right. Is it the compliance department you maybe want then?
Have you got one of them? Have you not got to phone her on the Monday morning?
No. It's the compliance department.
No. Skipper, what you do is you phone Sports Scene first, and then they get in touch with the compliant officer. So
thank you for that.
Scene. Aye, Sports Scene first, and then Jackson or Graham Spears or just somebody else that's sympathetic, and then they go to the compliant officer.
I'll gladly take your complaint if it's about the conduct of people on the show, Skipper.
Well, it certainly was, but before I make my complaint, can I just wish somebody a very happy birthday?
Yes.
A very lovely lady I was in the company with on Saturday night, Mrs. Dutchy.
Yes.
So it's her birthday today, and being the gentleman that I am, I'll not tell you what age she is.
No,
but I did explain to her on Saturday that as of today, she's one of the bus pass loyal.
All right.
Skipper, she told me
What
was that, Foxy?
She told me on Saturday it was her 43rd birthday. I remember it well.
43rd in a row since she left school.
She only looked 43 to me. There you go.
What it was. But to be fair, that lady's got a lot to put up with.
Well, if you think it's bad enough with Dutchie, she's got 2 sons and all that are just like him.
All right. And what was the spivery taking place? You've made this complaint?
Well, my complaint is the spivery that's going on at this bistro.
Right, okay. Explain it to me, mate.
Well, it all started recently with cola cubes.
I like a cola cube myself.
And I know for a fact there was somebody went home that day with 2 packets of cola cubes.
I believe so, mate.
And then Saturday there was mint sweeties introduced and chunky Kit Kats.
Chunky Kit Kats.
And again, I saw with my own eyes somebody at the bistro left Ibrox on Saturday carrying a large Easter egg. This spivery's got to stop.
All right. People take advantage of their position, Skipper.
Well, I couldn't possibly comment because I'm not a clipe. I'm not like that Cumbrian bear.
What size egg was it?
Wait till I go and measure it. A big one.
I love it.
And who's causing all this spivery to happen?
Well, I couldn't possibly comment, but Little Blue's involved.
All right, okay.
Couldn't comment.
I'm glad you know.
I'll give my report to the compliance officer.
I'm glad you know a clipe, Skipper.
Brilliant.
Don't tell them your name, Pike. Skipper, I knew you were glad you come on tonight, mate. You're a positive bear, but disappointed on Saturday, mate.
Disappointed. Over it. Already looking forward to doing this mob by doing on Wednesday night.
All right, mate. I hope you're right. And what kind of sweeties you think you'll be giving out at the bistro on Wednesday?
I don't know.
Chunky Kit Kats.
Well, I don't want any more chunky Kit Kats because they're melting in my pocket.
Brilliant.
Mr. Briggs, have you been involved in this spivery?
No, not a bit. I never knew anything about it.
He would say that.
Mr. Fox?
May have been.
Were you the cola cube king?
No, I was the guy with the mints.
All right, okay. To be fair, mate, the breath sometimes Skipper. Understand why he's been getting mints.
Well, you might have something there because he wasn't the only person that gave me a mint. That's me got a complex.
Oh dear.
Well, listen, I can't stay long. I need to go now.
Okay, thank you. Maybe try Colgate.
Well, I'm just thinking that I'll maybe brush my teeth before I got on Wednesday night.
All right. Well, at least take them out and give them a wash.
Right. So I'm away now. So many happy returns to that lovely lady.
Yes.
I'll catch you all later. Take care, folks.
Cheers, Skipper.
Cheers, Skipper.
Oh, you're a madman.
Brilliant.
How we doing, GFK?
I'm the Cola Cube King, mate.
Oh, dear.
Cola Cube King. I was the culprit that took 2 bags. Sorry. But I also want to let you know aware of something that happened at the bistro on Saturday, and I hope it's taken under advisement by yourself. While standing with Bridgeman, a member of the Rangers Radio, not the Rangers Radio panel, but a member who frequently phones in, approached myself and the Bridgeman, and he was wearing a tyre that had a New Balance sticker on his shirt, and that person knows that Rangers are not sponsored by New Balance. So I think Bridgeman knows who the person is, and he turns up at Ibrox with a New Balance jacket on, which is the supporters of the Puddle Drinkers. Do you not remember that, Bridgeman?
Actually, I do. It was apparently he was very pleased with it. He said it was a present from his lovely wife or something like that. So
yeah, but why wear such a poor attire at Ibrox?
Is the question I asked him. I couldn't get into it, but I know Fox knows more about it because he ended up saying something to him about it. So Fox will maybe come in. Fox will tell you
who this gentleman was.
Well, I think best leave that to Fox because he had some words with him.
I'll leave that to the committee to sort out. The compliance officer can make a report on that. But I mean, the next time it happens, then I shook his hand, but I may not do that the next time if he's wearing that attire. New Balance. And we're 32 red, aren't we? So he was wearing a New Balance.
Oh dear.
Anyway, I'd just like to say happy birthday to Mrs. Dutchy. Wilma. I gave her a wee present.
No,
and it wasn't Colo Cubes because I did have an extra bag in my pocket from the week before.
Jimmy, a wee present.
Oh, an extra bag of Colo Cubes.
All right, okay.
I gave her a Rangers radio badge, and
nice
she was absolutely over the moon with it. So nice person, Dutchy, her husband, nice. Two big lads, two big cracking boys, and they say they're listening to the show there at dark o'clock, which is good to hear. It was good to see the faces there.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So I was really pleased about it. There must have been about 10, 11 days there standing, maybe a bit more than that. It was good, but on to the game, guys. Obviously, the hilarity's gone now. What a performance that was on Saturday. So, apart from Kamara, who may have got some sort of pass mark for me, a couple of touches he made looked no bad, but overall, apart from Foderingham, the rest you can forget about. What was that all about? I mean, why go with a 4-1-4-1? Was that what we started with? Because it was blooming awful to watch. Stephen Davis was terrible. Barisic was woeful. Daniel Candias was absolutely abysmal. James Tavernier was I could go on and on, Oxia.
You could be going to stop because we've been jumping off Collar. How we doing, Collar?
Hello there, boys. Stevie for the drum.
Oh, Mr. Positive, how we doing, mate?
Yeah. All right, Oxia. But it sounds of things that were going on at that bistro. You should have went into that Rangers dressing room with all that sugar. It might have burped him up. They started slow and they finished even worse. Pure deflated.
I mean, after 10 minutes, we start that slow, and the management team have got to take some responsibility for that.
110%, I would say so. I just think we go to half time and I says to my wee boy Jamba, if they don't come out flying out the blocks, this has got to draw it and all it. And I think it was a bridge that says, I think we're lucky. They hit the bar at the end. I think we ended up lucky. No, but I'll tell you what, pure deflated. There were just nothing there. Well, nothing I could see where a goal was going to come from. If they think sometimes playing a high ball towards the forward, it's got to be at his feet. And he's not going to do any running onto balls. I think it was Fox that was saying about that. He's not going to do any running onto balls. He needs the ball played into his feet. And the bottom line was, I just couldn't see where it was coming from. I thought the full team were woeful. I know, I think it was your sellouts, Jared, maybe said Kent and maybe the boy Kamara for his debut. You could maybe say, go, all right, okay, we can accept that. But the rest of them are just dire, man. Absolute dire.
You put your finger on it, Stevie, and then JFK, you put your finger on it?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't really tell you. I mean, I could maybe say Morelos maybe give the team a cycle, a thing, me. You know,
one man shouldn't make all that.
I know it does to make a team. Obviously, I agree. I know that too, but I just don't know. I really don't know. I mean, you got me Petodri and all the guys play well, and it just went downhill for her, innit? Where do we go from now?
But it is. At Petodri, Barisic and Candias were non-existent as well.
Aye. Yep.
They weren't great up there. But anyway, JFK, you want to come in? Put your finger on it.
They just started like a team of strangers on Saturday for me. You know, they didn't look as if they were a team together. You know, there was no cohesion with the team. There was nothing there. There was no, as Stevie said there, no, I mean, there was no up and at them. You know, and you were hoping that was going to happen in the second half. But there was nothing at all, as we all saw. And put the finger on it. Can you blame the manager? Can you blame Alfredo? No, you can't blame Alfredo. I mean, I posted there, with two strikers there that surely were more than capable of putting the ball in the net. So we can't be putting the blame. I know that Alfredo's got his things happening, but there were two strikers there with a lot of international caps between them. So why were they not able to perform better than they did? Defoe, for me, and I don't want to sit this to sound, no, he's a waste. He's a waste, mate. He doesn't look. I know he never get the service on Saturday, but for me, if Fred's out, he's not the answer. It's got to be 4-4-3 for me, or nothing at all. Near us 4-4-2, 4-1-4-1. Defoe can't play in that position, and it was a hopeless. First half was poor. Second half got worse. But the referee didn't help it. The fact is, I thought we were playing basketball at one time. There was no contact. Every wee foul.
Anyway, we'll be joined by another caller, JFK. Sorry, mate. How are we doing, caller?
Good evening, Ox. It's Dutchie here.
Oh, Dutchie. Oh, you're 43-year-old lady. Good luck.
Hi, Dutchie.
You wished. How you doing, mate?
All right, pal.
No, how are we doing, Dutchie? Apart from the result, did you enjoy your day on Saturday?
We did indeed. Sorry to interrupt your flow, GFG.
No, but, you're all right, mate.
It's just that we're just in the door this minute coming up from Edinburgh. We left Edinburgh 5:15, and that's just home in the north now. But we just heard you in time because we started off listening to Rangers Radio in the car. But we were absolutely delighted with all the comments that was made, particularly by Skipper, and Skipper really made us welcome, along with everybody else: Fox, Skellig, Bridgeman, Davy Lindsay, JFK, and Little Blue. And I'm sorry if I forgot anybody else, but I was introduced to a few people who I didn't recognise, obviously, because I only listened to them, see them on the radio. But no, it was really nice. I mean, it was so nice beforehand, and then to go into Ibrox itself and having great expectations of beating St Johnstone, and it didn't work out well at all. I mean, for goodness sake, does anybody want to pay £32 to come all the way down and to see this crap? Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing on the radio.
No, you're right.
My goodness,
you're right.
No, it was terrible, Ox, and as everybody else knows, I mean, I was almost falling asleep. It was so boring. And my youngest boy, Jamie, I don't think I'll take him along again, because every time he watches the Gers, they lose. He said that, well, they didn't lose on Saturday, of course, but he said that the past 5 games, which he actually went to, including Livingston, they actually either lost or drew. So, but then the big positive is the community of Rangers Radio. It really is, Hawks. I mean, we were talking about this earlier this week on the radio, on the telephone. It is a hobby. It is comradeship, and it was so nice to meet the guys, the likes of Bridge and JFK, who we never met before on Saturday, standing at the bistro. And it was a cold wind. But my God, we got a really warm welcome, and it was so nice. Shaking hands with people you only hear on the radio. So that's what it's really all about. But
did you count your rings after you shoot some of their hands?
Sorry, I didn't hear it quite right.
After you shoot some of their hands, did you count your rings?
Oh, I did indeed, yes.
All right, mate.
No, but it was really good. And my nephew from Airdrie, he's a season ticket holder. He was also at the Loudon, so we met him there as well. But no, it was such a great atmosphere beforehand. And as I say, Skipper, he went out of his way, and we will not forget that in a hurry. But yes, JFK was absolutely spot on what he was saying earlier on, that it was so disappointing, and it was like basketball, and it was lackluster. That is what it was mostly. But we had a bit of a conversation and real positivity, because at halftime we saw the under-17s doing their round of glory, which they fully deserved. And as Skipper said later on, we should have left the main team off and put the the young boys on instead because they were much better. Yeah.
Many a true word said yes, mate.
Yeah, but I don't know what the answer is. Is it docking wages or a good kick up the backside with the brown shoes, as I said previously? What do you do? For goodness sake, is Stephen Gerrard not shouting hard enough, or is the backup team not helping hard enough?
I think Stephen Gerrard knows we're still 3 or 4 players short, mate. I think he knows that.
Yeah. Can I come in on that a minute?
On you go, mate.
I was just going to say that, look, St Johnstone should really be charged with killing football on Saturday, to be honest, if it's a performance we're looking for. But they drained every vestige of will that Rangers had, to be honest, outright out of them and the support as well. So they did what most teams would want to do, silence the crowd, and the crowd were just shouting and bawling at the referee, to be perfectly honest. But I tell you now, that's the worst performance of football for 90 minutes I've seen for a long, long, long time. They were wasting time for the first time they got the ball in their own half, and they passed it back to the keeper, or they got a goal kick out of it. It was just time wasting.
Like Stevie, for the drumming's right, but we've got that still doesn't excuse us being so bad.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm talking about them and what they did. And we've got to come up with a plan.
And you come, Stevie. Then we'll go to travel. On you go, Stevie.
Oh, sir, I just think we were off it. We weren't there. There was no tempo. There was no urgency. There was no getting about. We were poor. Never mind what they were doing. It was all about what we were doing. And the bottom line, we know these teams are coming to pack the penalty box. So surely at Murray Park, we're saying, right, Flint, get that sorted out. How are we going to break them down? We must do it, but we know they're going to do it on Wednesday again. The bottom line was our tempo was the higher of Foxter. We came out the trap slow, and you thought maybe they're going to play their way into the game, but it never happened. It was flat. We had nothing up front. And see our height after our defence for the midfield, going forward line. Compared to their players, we were all midgets. Really were to Kyle Lafferty come on. And you couldn't play the high ball or nothing to big Kyle come on. I just thought we were very, very flat. And we know these teams are going to come to Ibrox and pack a penalty box. It's not even an excuse anymore.
It's a film you've seen before. Travel wrong?
No, I was going to say that earlier somebody was saying about Defoe they weren't impressed with Defoe. This has happened before Defoe was here. We've seen this several times already this year, and it's not even just at Ibrox. It's away matches. There are games where we just have no creativity, no imagination. It's very, very disappointing. It's miserable watching it. And let's stop blaming St Johnstone and Kilmarnock and Livingston. Everybody keeps telling us, or everybody keeps saying it's all about the Rangers. So we should be going out there and we should be destroying these teams. I remember at the start of the season where the manager would tell us he liked this high press, big quick tempo, get stuck into teams. What's happened to that? What's happened to that style of play? At Disney, it's miserable watching it. See if they're only going to turn up, or if these players only want to turn up for the big games, like the 29th of December game, sling them. They need to achieve against every team in the league. No turn up for a big game or try and prove something in a big game. They need to do it against every single team. And I'm going to get back to my favourite subject, our captain. I'm fed up with people saying about how he creates this, he does this, his penalties this. I want to see a captain that's going to drive people on in that park. It's fair enough. Absolutely. People can blame the manager. People can say, and the manager can come out and say they're not doing what I told them, or they're not doing what we practiced during the week. We need a captain that's going to stand there in the middle of the park and he's going to pump his fist. He's going to pump his chest. He's going to shout in people's faces. He's going to tell people to get their finger out. See if the players only want to go out there and put their body on the line to try and get it. Then, do you know what? They're not welcome at the club. Get them out and get players in that will stand up for it. Too many times I've seen our players look as if they're resigned to it. If you compare what happened with us to that lot yesterday, they went all out for a result and they got a result. They got a goal in the last minute. When can we say we done that? When was the last time we done that? Where we've turned 1 point into 3 just with endeavour and fight. We don't have that. And
no,
I'm
we've
sorry.
turned 3 point into 1 a couple of times in the last minute.
I know, mate. I know.
And you come, Dutchy.
Yes, I can full-heartedly agree with that, and it was so disappointing. I don't know what the answer is. Would Morelos have made a difference? I'm not sure. He probably would have been red carded, although it was quite amazing that Mr. McLean, the referee, never carded anybody in this game. But then it was such a dull game, such a boring game. I was sending messages to Cumbrian Bear at the meantime, kind of half joking, I'm falling asleep at this game. But obviously that was a bit exaggerated. But it wasn't really very exciting. It was pit pat all the time, and it really. But as I say, we had a great day. We thoroughly enjoyed meeting everybody else, and that was part of the experience. As Cumbrian Bear always says, win, lose or draw, we will still support the Rangers, and we always will. But this should have been the day should have had a happy ending with a win. So that was clearly not there. And as I say, maybe they need a good kick up the backside. Maybe they're getting it too easily because, as my wife always says, it's not a question of money because these other teams, these smaller teams, the likes of St. Johnstone, St. Mirren, and other teams, they don't have the money, and they still perform relatively well. So it's not a question of money. It's a question of commitment. Maybe, as Travel says, a good captain. I like Tavernier, but was he a good captain on Saturday? No, he wasn't. So no, that was what was disappointing. As my son said on the way home, and he's over from Amsterdam at the moment, he said, "Oh, I still feel a bit down about the result because he expected better as well."
Yeah. JFK.
I really can't add much to what Dutchy and Travelrug was saying. It was a big disappointment to see the team perform the way they did. But going on to it, when St. Johnstone are just like any other team that come to Ibrox, it's 10 men behind the ball, and we've got to try and break that down. They know the way that we play. My feelings on Tavernier, guys. I don't think he's Rangers captain material at all, and we've talked about that at great length here. But then again, if I asked everybody they knew, who would you make Rangers captain? Do you see MD in the team that's got that John Gregg or Richard Gough or Terry Butcher kind of get into them sort of style? Tavernier's no got that, and I don't see really anybody else in the team that's got it, apart from probably one who's no getting a game is Andy Halliday, because we know what he's all about. But look, as Dutchy said there, win, lose or draw, we'll always support the team, and we know that, but to put that type of performance on was unacceptable. As I said, to me, turn it to my boy and the people I go to the games with sitting there, and after 10-15 minutes all year, it just looked like a team of strangers.
JFK, put that kind of performance on our once through the season, but it's not the first time, mate.
No, that's what I'm saying. But, we're playing at home. It's a full house. We're playing St. Johnstone. The puddle drinkers humped them there 4-0, and we can't even score one against them. And I know that they're one of the middle teams and that, but they play as a team. We didn't play as a team, and we've, as you say, we've done that many times this season. And I think it was Travelrog said that at all. I think it was saying to Fox, I mean, this is going to happen on Wednesday night. Carmarthen's going to come here on Wednesday night and are going to put 10 behind the ball and hope that Jordan Jones or whoever with Brophy up front can do a breakaway. They're going to come and try and get us on the break. And the bonus for me is that we've got Alfredo back, because Defoe will be on the bench and I might not even be in the pool at all. But for me, he was a waste on Saturday. But not just him. No just blaming Defoe. Stephen Davis is at least 6 games away from even looking at the type of player he was. Half the player when he was before. So where do we go for here? We can only go up, guys. We're still second in the league, and it's still there to be won. But it's going to take a mammoth task. It's going to take a mammoth task now.
All right, I think it'd be a good time to hear what the manager thought of Saturday's game. So get yourself from mute, lads, and we'll hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, NB.
I'm searching for positives, but I think I could probably only praise Wes for helping us get a point, because it could have been worse than it was out there. Besides that, I'm struggling to find positives on it, so I'm very disappointed.
Why maybe did it not work out for your side this afternoon?
Because I never had any Rangers performances out there. I never had any leaders. I never had anyone who wanted to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and really win a football match. We had a number 9, an international number 9, who craves chances, who craves service. The service into him was horrible. We never got any decent crosses in. We never worked any decent combinations. Everything we've done all week, what we've worked on in the game plan, across the board, I've never seen any of it today.
We knew the game plan St Johnstone were going to come with. Was it very much a case that you played into their hands perhaps today?
Yes, of course. Credit to them, their game plans worked, ours hasn't. They could have actually went away with more than they're going away with. But I think their players will be going away thinking, I'm as good as the Rangers players. I can play for Rangers, no problem.
And I guess it goes without saying you'll be looking for a huge reaction for another huge game here on Wednesday night.
Well, I'm hoping that I've got other people available that are not available today, and I'm hoping I can make changes for Wednesday, and I'm hoping I see a huge improvement on the level of performance, because that's just not Rangers across the board. It's just not Rangers. I thought Glenn Kamara showed, had a decent debut. I actually felt sorry for him because there wasn't much quality around him. We were waiting for Ryan Kent to take 4 on today and create magic, and you can't wait for other people to do it for you in a Rangers team. You've got to take responsibility yourself, and I never seen the real Rangers tonight, so I'm hugely frustrated.
And what's been the reaction in the dressing room? Without going into specifics, have you had to say much, or has the inquest been led by the players?
No, because my job is to tell people straight and honest, and sometimes that hurts, but my job is to do that. I've done it in a respectable way, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get, but I seem to be doing it quite a bit at Ibrox lately, so that tells me that the performances that were there at the beginning of the season, I think a few people are getting comfortable in the dressing room, so I hope that this doesn't become a record, because I'm sick of playing it.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. You're sick of listening to it. When it's keeping me shop, I mean, obviously we lost at Kilmarnock, but the record was, who's done it? Kilmarnock, Ibrox, Hamilton. Did Hamilton draw us?
Aye.
Hibs, New St Johnstone. They couldn't beat Dundee with 10 men. I'm going to put it out there. I think we'll get an attitude problem. Livingston, please.
Aye.
We'll get an attitude problem.
Sheepshaggers.
Yep.
We definitely. Definitely.
And that's the first time, I think most of the guys might agree with me, that's the first time watching, listen to the Disney do it justice, and thanks for putting it on, Fox, but watching it the day and yesterday, and I think he's well agree with me, it's the first time I've seen Stevie Gerrard look as if he's under pressure. He was agitated.
He was annoyed, pissed off.
Aye, but he was apart from being pissed off, he was really agitated. He didn't want to be there. In that interview, I'm not going to say something's wrong in the dressing room. I agree with you're saying, Fox. Ox, that the attitude definitely isn't there. I wasn't happy with him turning in and saying that Defoe never get an international number 9, never get the service. Look, Defoe's got to go and look for the ball as well.
I don't think so, mate. Well, I think he plays at that number 9 role. That's all he can do. That's his job in that team. You've signed him.
I know that, but I think after 15 minutes we all realised what was happening wasn't working. So the manager should have changed it. No,
Jimmy, you think about Steven Gerrard as a player. Steven Gerrard is the type of player that would have, on that game on Saturday, he's the type of player that would have took the game by the scruff of the neck and went and won the game. Yeah. He would have made something happen.
Yep.
He hasn't got that type of player. And I mean, he's galactic. Goes away for the type of player that we're watching, but there is nobody on that team that's willing to even try something, and we've seen it so many times this season where it's been a dull, dreary game, and it just needs one wee bit of spark. It could take a tackle. It doesn't need to be somebody rattling a 40-yarder. It's just a tackle. The Andy Halliday tackle in the first game against the Rotters. That's just enough. Something like that. And Gerrard would do it. It could be a tackle. It could be a shot. It could be a pass.
This might sound silly, Travel, but why don't get Andy Halliday in the park? Why don't? I 100% agree with what you're saying. And a player like Andy Halliday, who's got that grit, determination, nobody was wanting to fight for the ball.
You say Andy Halliday, somebody else is saying Morelos. We shouldn't be relying on one player.
No, I understand that. And I totally take on board what you're saying. I 100% agree with you, mate. And Stevie Gerrard would take the game with the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
As I said
but
before,
he would drive the other players around him. And he would get the team would start to perform. Steven Gerrard didn't win the European Cup by himself, but he done something to make the rest of the players think, we can do this here. Yep. Have we got anybody that can do that? And I'll get back to the captain. Have we got somebody that should we be expecting more for the Tavernier?
Yep.
In that sense.
Yep.
Can I just come in on that, guys? Can I just say that I thought St Johnstone deserved all the credit that's going. They came there, they had their plan. They outfought us in midfield. They played like 5-5, if you follow what I mean, and then maybe 5-4-1, something like that, or 4-5-1. And they just kept, whenever to get the ball out, they always had this out ball, and they pushed the ball high. In the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we were winning those high balls. But later on in the game, we stopped winning those high balls. Our two centre-halves were put themselves under pressure. For whatever it is they were doing, they couldn't judge the ball properly. All these stupid things. So I think St Johnstone came with that plan. They did what they wanted to do. They actually killed any attacks that we had. They killed it in the midfield. They gave away strategic fouls right just when we were starting to get going. They would give the ball away, give a foul away, and that lets them regroup right at the back again. So every time we got a free kick, it was like starting the ball again, starting from scratch. We never gained any.
There was a player
Stevie for the drum. Stevie for the drum.
Sorry, Al.
Yep, sit in the corner. You back in the corner.
Colo cube.
Right. Yep. Eat 3. Stevie for the drum. I don't like signalling players out, but Kent's a runner with the ball. Obviously, puts crosses in. We've got Candias' attitude spot on. But how many times can he not meet the first man with a cross? Barisic was brought in to give some quality on the left-hand side. I'm a bit concerned, mate. I don't know if it's the stuff's there.
I agree. I'm concerned. I just think big games are up for it, and we just seem to think they can go and maybe the attitude's wrong. But I've got to agree with, is it Travel Rug? I said this a while back to you, that James Tavernier is not a captain. Maybe it's just because early years we used to have 11 captains in the field. There's any one of them could have lifted that team by the scruff of the neck. Maybe we were spoiled, but definitely Tav's a good player for us. I like him. He's a nice enough boy, but he's no. Just look at yesterday, the Beggars. Somebody mentioned the Beggars there, right? Scott Brown is absolute garbage. He runs about like a heedless chicken, but you know what he does? He lifts that team of theirs. He pushed them for that one. He get the lucky break after the boys' horn. It was going out of the bar and deflected goal. He lifted them. That's their captain. He lifts them. He speaks to them. He shouts at them. He struts about. We all know he's a dud. I mean, Scott Arfield proved that. He never even got a kick. The boy in Valencia never gave him a kick of the ball. But he lifts them. He argues. He talks. We've no got somebody like that in our team. We've no got a captain on that field.
Too nice.
Talking about Stevie J. Look, it make a big difference to our team if we had somebody, a big, hard person in the middle of that part who can say, hold you, what was that? Grip with yourself. Get in about it. You know what I mean?
Have you expected McCrory to do that, Stevie?
The new, too young, still learning, aren't they? I wouldn't say Ross McCrory's our captain now. Maybe in years to come, well, once he gets a bit more experience about him, we just have to go in the team now. I mean, a lot of people say Alan McGregor, but I don't like a goalkeeper being a captain. I want somebody in the middle of the park being a captain.
What age was Barry Ferguson when he was made captain?
Oh, Barry Ferguson been in the team. 1797, he made 22. The captain 2000.
22, aye.
With a lot more experience than Ross has got by the time he made skipper, you know.
I'm just asking. For me,
maybe age is the problem. Fair enough, but experience. No, it's just experience for me. Then, if you want to put it in their terms, I agree with you there. But age was. Listen, guys. Win, lose or draw. We'll be there. I can't put my finger on it. Stevie Gerrard comes out and he talks after every game, and I must admit, what I'm thinking about that game, he says. So I'm saying to myself, well, he must be giving the right message in that dressing room. Is it making a difference? Is it the players' attitudes? I don't know. I just don't know. Now, we've got to remember one thing. We never get beaten Saturday. Although it was a bad result, we never get beat. We're quite lucky, but the bottom line, I just can't put my finger on it, guys. Right. I can't see how we're so hot and cold.
And you come, Bridge, but we've also been joined by Boz. Boz will join us after the tune.
Is it possible that Tavernier is suffering from being made captain? I remember there used to be a sort of tiredness went round about it. Let's say the English cricket team from years ago, when their best player always seemed to get made the captain, and it just died. Their form died. Maybe that's what's happening with Tavernier, based on what we're saying.
I think Tav could do with competition for places. I don't think it's good for anybody if they walk in the team every week. You know?
Can't disagree with that.
And him and Candias, mate, when it's good, but when it's bad, it's very bad. Anyway, we're going to come to Boz as soon as we've had a tune. Boz has joined us, but get yourself on mute. We'll have a tune and then we'll hear from Boswell. well, thanks for that, Fox. We'll back Bridgeman.
Yep.
Bridge. No, he's no back.
Bridge is doing a bridge.
Aye. Just to let you know that Almac chair, nobody likes the teacher's pet, do they, GFK?
No.
Nobody likes the teacher's pet, Almac chair. You must start that at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Boswell, you with us, mate?
Good evening, everybody. How we doing?
Aye, all right, mate. I've just I've sewed up the cuts in my wrists, boss.
It was, ugly on Saturday, ugly. But it's not the first time. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last time. Here am I, harbinger of doom. Do you know? This is only one transfer window, and it's not going particularly well because it is only one transfer window, and there had to be, complete reconstruction. And so we need to be patient. But of course, the last thing we are as a support is generally patient and tolerant and understanding. There are three traits that Rangers supporters have never had, and I would imagine never will possess. And so we're really kind of victims of our own success at this point. And I was told on here about 5 or 6 weeks ago that Celtic didn't have a better team than Rangers, and Rangers were a better team than Celtic. Well, I think that ultimately, with a performance such as yesterday, and Saturday's performance wasn't the only one of its sort this season, I think the evidence suggests that I'm right, that we don't have a good team. We've got a team of players that try, but sometimes it just is not going to happen for us. And St Johnstone have got every right to come to Ibrox and do exactly what they did and stop us playing and try and play their game and spoil and not entertain. No, there's no change. There's no change. No, there's no change. Yeah.
You know, if
and nothing gives me. I'm upset to say that I think that there are teams in this league better than us, but there are, because we just don't. We're not at it. On Saturday, we should be going to. We should have St Johnstone coming to Ibrox under normal circumstances, and 2 or 3-1. That's normal service resumed for me, and there's no a panic. We're up 2-0 in about 60 minutes. They maybe come back, and then we score a goal in the last 10 minutes, and the game's finished. That's how I was brought up to deal with St Johnstone. And I'm sure there's everybody on this call be exactly the same as me. 2-0 up with 60 minutes. They maybe come back, goal 65 minutes. We finish the game. 10 minutes to go. Somebody comes up with a goal, and we all go home, and nobody's panicking. But as it stands, that's not the case, and it's dreadful. It's dull.
To understand that you need.
We've not done that for years, Boswell.
No, but that's what I mean. That's how I was brought up travelling. I dare say you're exactly the same, mate. This is what we were brought up to. And see, as Rangers supporters, what I don't think we understand is that time moves on, and maybe we haven't, and we still think we're back 20 years ago.
No, Boswell. But the thing is, we've got 50,000 supporters that's stood there paying that privilege. That's putting money into that club.
I agree.
That are paying for players and paying decent money to players.
Yep.
And we are struggling against teams like St Johnstone, who are working with a tenth of your budget, possibly.
Yep. Oh, you'll get no argument off me. What you're saying is absolutely correct.
And you know, they're playing against the Rotters across the city, and they're going out and pumping them 3 and 4 nothing.
Yeah,
just exactly what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
So I'm
so
really
it's possible.
disappointed with this. I think we've had progress, and but I think there's still definitely a lot more work to get done, not only with the players but also with the management team. And I think I've been
well. It's essentially their first job, though. Travel Rug. It's
I know that.
First job, and it's.
And I hope he's going to learn, and things are going to change. But it's a wee bit frightening that he's not willing to make changes, and I hope he learns for that.
You're small on with that about learning, Travel Rug, and I'm going to go. I mean, it's all right being wise.
Can I come in there a wee minute? Oh,
no, you can't, because we're going to go to Bo's Shadow once I make this appointment. Then you can come in. Is that all right, GFG?
With 4 Colo cubes.
I seen your comment in the lobby, by the way. Travel rug, and then I'll take this point to Blue Shadow. We used to talk about Mark Warburton. Stubborn, 4-3-3, wasn't working. They plan ain't better. What was Saturday, if that wasn't that? Stubbornness.
I know.
Travel rug, and then Blue Shadow can come in.
No, I 100% agree with you that I was hoping that some of the chat for the manager and some of the signings we'd made, that we would have flexibility in our setups and changing formations for different teams, and I'm beginning to, and I maybe contradict something that I said, because I think Candias makes James Tavernier a better player, but I also think there's occasions where Candias shouldn't be in the team. There are matches that Candias shouldn't be. I think Candias' work rate is more than his actual ability. So, in that respect, in a game against St Johnstone, at Ibrox, should we really be playing Candias? No, I don't think so. Candias should be kept for the European matches, for the games against the Rotters, maybe against Aberdeen. No, we need a different type of player when we're playing at Ibrox and we're expecting goals.
Anyway, Blue Shadow, how we doing? Evening, mate.
Evening, mate. How we going? I just came in. It's about this team of world beaters across the city. I'm sorry, that really did my head in there. I've said for ages they're there for the taking. There's nothing fantastic about their squad. The only thing is that after the winter, they've woken up and, like, we're in a competition here. We need to do something about this. And they've woken up, and we're still in a slumber from our wee holiday that we had in Tenerife. And we don't appear to have woken up at all, for me. As regards formations, I think for me, you play the formation that suits the players that you've got available to you at that time. And as I said on Thursday, 4-3-3 was proven the match before not to be the shape to play with Defoe up front. And I think we should have gone with taken a gamble and gone with a 4-4-2 up front, like I said all along. I think we discussed that on the Thursday night. You thought it wouldn't change, that he would go with the 4-3-3. And I couldn't find any argument with you that he was going to go exactly the same way. And we were proven to be right. Whether this is stubbornness or I mean, what's this? That he's got this tactical guy. You said to me that he was talking to on the sidelines. I didn't even know who he was. Well, if this is the tactics that he's given them, I think he needs to find somebody else, because that's just a pile of shite for me.
But tactics are all right. But if the other team reacts and then they end up cancelling, you've got to be able to react again. But for the people watching that on Saturday, we started slow, we got worse, and then they just smothered us. So you've got to change something.
But we knew they were going to come like that. Oh, I knew that. I'm sure you knew that, and it sounds like everybody else in the panel knew that. So why did the people at Ibrox know that? And they should have set up accordingly, in a way that we could deal with that. Now, I think that's the major problem is we set up tactically wrong. They managed to nullify us in the first 10 minutes, and Stephen Gerrard is proven is starting to prove over the course of the season that he's not capable of changing it on the fly, as it were, like all the rest, like a lot of other managers in the season. And that, for me, has got to be rather worrying. I don't know about anybody else.
GFK, and then Boswell can come back in. GFK.
Just what Blue's saying there, I mean, the formation was rank to start with, and he should have been able to change it within 20 minutes. He should have seen it wasn't working, I mean, everybody on here listening and on the lobby and that, but we all sing for the same hymn sheet. But I put a few comments up on Facebook yesterday and some of the rubbish that some so-called Rangers fans are making, and I don't say that lightly, sack Gerrard and Defoe. He only signed Defoe because he was his pal, and would have been better off with Pedro and all that. That's the type of things that have been saying Oxyear, and that's quite frightening. I said here before, that if we don't win a trophy this season, what happens next season? Will they stick with Steven Gerrard? More importantly, will the supporters stick with him? I certainly will. I think he's due another season at least. But will other fans stick by him? Whatever's happening at Ibrox, and I'm not going to say the manager's lost the dressing room, but there's something just no right. His formation there on Saturday was there to be shot right away within 15, 20 minutes, and he should have changed it. He should have changed it, but he didn't. He's stubborn and he didn't change it. So for me, that was wrong.
Fair point. Who was coming in there? Who was actually?
Boswell.
Boys coming in. And then we'll go to yourself after Bosbridge.
No, Fox is shouting there at Ox.
Fox is shouting there.
Oh, was he? What are we doing?
Oh, you better let him in. Oh.
I know what side my bread butter's on here.
He can be bought. Brodge, hey, don't be
Hey, Fox, yeah. That's a real gaffer there.
It's somebody potted out, and I don't know if I misheard that he can be nobbled. That's what you said. I'm sure that's what you said, JFK, wasn't it? He can be nobbled.
Who's that?
Fox.
Don't you go there.
Shut up, I might say what I'm going to say.
All right. Thanks for the call, Fox.
I've listened to everybody and they're all right to have their complaints. How do you break down 10 men behind the ball?
Yeah.
How do you do it? How is there any other league in Europe that sees this tactic being played? Because I can't think of any.
Try watching Manchester City.
Aye.
Any team that sets up against Manchester City, that's exactly what they do as well. They set up 10 men behind the ball.
I think a team cost about £500 million, mate. How do you? Well, why don't you come up with a tactic that's going to break down 10 men behind the ball?
One thing I'd like to see them doing is have a bloody shot. How about a shot from outside the box?
One thing,
again, a good point. Travel, have a shot out beside the box. Your chance, you might get a deflection, but you're not getting. I want them to shoot from outside the box as well. But everybody, it's very easy to dissect. Blame Steven Gerrard. Blame the players. The players were terrible on Saturday, the first one to admit it. When I seen that team at 2 o'clock, I was very pleased. I thought it was a very attacking team. I thought it was exactly what we were looking for. But even that team couldn't break down 10 men behind the ball. And as I say, it's a shame that they're killing Scottish football. These managers like Tommy Wright. And the press praise them up for coming to Ibrox and putting up this sort of iron curtain, mate. It's absolutely scandalous. They should get no credit whatsoever. If he was any good as a manager, he would have seen how poor we were on Saturday. He should have changed his tactics and went and beat us. But he didn't, did he? He still played the same formation for the whole game.
Let's take it away from Tommy Wright. What about Steve Clark? Steve Clark's getting lauded as the best manager in the league at the moment.
He's doing the same.
Exactly, he's doing the same. So he's doing it, and the press are all loving it. It's proven to be successful. He's getting results for his team. Kilmarnock's having their best season for years. I know it's murder to watch, but you know what? See, when you go out and you attack these teams early, you go at them hard in the first 10 minutes, you get an early goal. That's their game plan screwed, and they need to then try and do something different. But we're not doing that. We are very, very slow. We're laboured. Everybody's wanting to take another touch. Nobody's wanting to break forward. Nobody wants to try something a wee bit different. I'm scunnered watching it.
Yeah, but wouldn't we say that might be because they're under instructions not to do that? And players,
Boswell might be very well the case, mate.
You know, and if that is the case, that really dismays me that we've got players at our club that can't take responsibility, because apart from, what is it they always say is that whenever you cross the line, it's down a player's personal responsibility, his personal pride in what he does in his trade, and if he can't accept responsibility for that, well, maybe he shouldn't be where he is. And I start to think about that. But was it Stephen Craigan that said you've got to love Kilmarnock for playing like this? And I'm with Fox. Why? I don't love Kilmarnock because that's
I'll take this to the bridge next. Fox, some of the stuff I agree with you, yeah? But what I will say is if you're playing Jermaine Defoe, he's going to be playing in a 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I'm not saying, but why don't you come up with a tactic that's going to break forth this 10 men behind the ball? Because they don't do it against other teams.
Well, you need to go out there with the players we've got, you've got to play at a tempo, and that tempo wasn't there for the first minute. Bridgeman.
Oh, he's missed the point.
No, the tempo was
there. Well, what is the point then, Foxy?
I watched the game the same as you on Saturday. They don't move out across the halfway lane, mate. James Taverner and Barisic had poor games. That's what let us down. We were attacking, adding to our attack that was up front. They had two men on any player at any time because they're so compact and there's no room in between the lines for to play football through. You just can't do it, mate. I'll tell you what, it was that bad last year, and it's not just affecting us, mate. It's affecting the Tims as well. Sometimes they're lucky. Let me finish, Jimmy. Sometimes they're lucky, like on Saturday, where they get a ball that was going to melee the bar and it hits half a player and goes in the net to get it. But you look at the crowds week on week at Parkhead, because they're sick of watching this 10 men behind the ball as well. They're killing Scottish football, but the press and everybody else gives them praise for playing like this against especially the Old Firm. And once the Rangers start to lose their crowds and the Celtic start to lose their crowds, these teams will go out of existence. And it'll be them that causes it with negative football, mate. A game they could have won on Saturday, they sat back and put 10 men behind the ball. I don't mind when we get beat and a team plays half-decent football against us. That's football. But what they play on Saturday isn't football, mate. It just isn't football.
So what's your answer then, Fox? What would you?
I've no got the answer, mate.
What's your thinking then on that?
I don't know. They need to change it, mate. St Johnstone are a team that aren't going to get relegated. They really aren't going to get into Europe. They have nothing to lose by playing a game of football and come and play 10 men behind the ball. Spoils the football spectacle as it is. And it makes people think about paying £30 or £27 a ticket the next week.
Can I come in now? Can you come, Rich? I was just going to say, guys, look, you've heard what I've said earlier on, and I'm not going to change my mind. We were dreadful. But to me, our biggest problem is when we were playing against these really packed defences and we get a wee chance at a goal, we have to take them. We had 3... I thought really good chances, 2 from Big Lafferty. I thought he was very unlucky, just going past the post. But the one for Candias was a peach, by the way. It was a peach. And that should have been that should have ripped the net after the goal. Really should have. And he skied that ball. And he's immediate. I think he was taken off immediately, and quite rightly too. That just epitomised his game, unfortunately. But when you get through against these very, very tight defences, and it's tough to play against, I know. And when they break at pace, and really they actually swamped over the top of our defence at times. And fortunately, West Foderingham had a couple of nice wee saves, and the ball came off the bar, and really and truly, I thought that one was in, to be honest. Of course, we're at the opposite end. But can I just say, we really do have to score. We have to score goals. No matter what it is, we have to put the ball in the net. When you're playing against really tight defences, that's not the best thing that can happen, is you ram that ball in the net. And then, just as somebody said earlier, they've got to come out. So if we're not doing that, then that's it.
When you come, can I want to just counter something about Fox, what Fox is saying there about his argument about killing football. Remember our UEFA Cup run? We didn't get that way glamorous, attacking, all-out football. Rangers in Europe under Walter Smith, we played packed defence, we played organised, we played disciplined, and we were hard to break down. Remember Messi coming out saying it was anti-football and all the rest of it? But we as Rangers supporters, we were happy to accept that because we knew that we couldn't go out and compete with these teams. But we were able to go out and compete by being defensive. And you need to adapt your team to play in the circumstances. And I see what you're saying, Fox, because it's turgid to watch. But you know what? It's up to us to break it down. And our players just need to do a bit more. Our manager needs to think a wee bit sharper. It's the whole thing. So I just want to get away. See, and I'll tell you, I might be a completely different subject, Fox. See, the one thing you're saying it's going to get Stoke fans going to the games. See, the refereeing, that's going to stop me going to the games because I am scunnered with that. Carry on. The way that the refereeing and the compliance officer and everything that's happened over the last few weeks, it's absolutely sickening what we're having to watch and what we're being made to accept.
Well, that's up to the club. That's up to the club.
Subject.
The club should be coming forward and saying stuff about that because it's utterly unacceptable.
I'm sure there might be some of it in the interviews came out today, but there might be conversation. We'll maybe discuss that tomorrow night, boys.
Fair enough. I'll phone in tomorrow then.
Can I just flag another thing that's
well
concerning me?
Can I just come about football?
Aye, boys then, boys shadow.
The one thing that really concerns me is about and I know this might be for another night, but it's just something that's just come into my thoughts. What happens when Morales leaves us? Because that is going to be the real thing. Because if we can't cope now with him gone, what happens to that money? And how do we repair that? Because that's the difference between maybe second in the league or first in the league and fifth or sixth in the league. 20 odd goals at the moment, and it'll only get that number will only get greater. And that's what really concerns me. Is I want to keep Stevie G because I think that changing the manager every year is never ever the answer. We need to have some method of continuity. So I'm happy with that, but it's how we go on with that, because he'll leave in the summer of that, I'm sure. There's no doubt.
The thing is, it's a results-driven industry, mate.
Yeah.
Come in, Blue Shadow, mate.
All right, I was just going to say, I mean, you can't keep changing your manager every year, so I think you've got to stick with Stevie G, to be fair.
Yeah.
And with the fact, but the problem Stevie G's got, and I think I saw it written somewhere the other day, is apparently we're only 3 points better off this season than we were last season, and people were screaming for first it was Pedro's head, then it was for the Murray, and so this can't go on. We've got to stick with somebody and do something. But somebody's got to have a word with Steven Gerrard and go, this is just, hey, you're no on, this is no good enough. But the actual point that I was going to go on about was what Fox was saying. How do you beat these teams? And it's actually quite simple. You beat them with two things. One's with not three things. One's with width. You've got to use the full width of the park and make them work to cover it and create spaces. With movement, players have got to move. And you've got to have that fast, quick, accurate passing. And when they're up the pitch, you don't ponce about in your own 18-yard box or just outside your own 18-yard box. You get the ball quickly up the park, like we used to have our own. If you remember, a few years back, we used to have the fullbacks, and they sat out about halfway up the pitch on the thing, so that the goalkeeper, when he got the ball, he knew exactly where they were, and he'd hardly had to look. He just saw that they weren't marked, and he threw it to them. He didn't actually kick it; he threw it to them, and then they were off up the pitch, and we were counter-attacking, and that's when you get space up the park, as well as what Fox was saying. You've got to have players that when you get your chance to shoot outside the box, take it. That's how we got the goal with Ryan Jack against the Mankey Mog. They took it off. It came off the Lego Muncher's heel and went into the goal. You've got to take that chance, and if the keeper doesn't see it comes back out, that's when players like Defoe are on to it in a flash, because that's when they come alive and put the ball away. They're simple things, but we're just not doing them at the minute, for me.
Is it not weird, guys, that we're sitting there at Ibrox at the weekend there, and if you look down into the wee corner where the away supporter, I don't know how many was there, maybe 100 fans there, and I've said this before, you look down there and it's pretty meagre support, but the team seem to do something magical for themselves, and whatever it is, whatever sort of shape they put in, it seems to work for them. No matter which one it is, it seems to work for them, and that's really frustrating for Rangers fans. However, I have to say that I think all of our squad now, this season, they're all there. They all know. They know the weight of the jersey now. They have to raise their heads up. They have to get in there and do it. And I take my hat off to that boy, Camberry. Is it Camberry? Played for us. I thought he had a smashing wee game. I really did think he had a smashing game. But you could see there was a bit of confusion between him and Ross McCrory. So maybe we'll get two guys that are playing in the same type of position, So that'll be interesting to see how he sorts that out as well.
We've got 7 games to the split, guys. So we need to be hopeful that something can happen. mean, March is a big...
Jimmy,
March
we've got 48 hours until our season's by, mate.
I know that.
That's a reality.
Well,
our season's done.
No, well, I don't agree with that. If you're saying that, then that's wrong. As far as I'm concerned, as a Blue Nose, if you're saying that the season's finished tomorrow, then you're chucking it.
So you think Saturday's performance is going to do it?
No. Well, come on. We're not here to argue. What I'm saying is that you're making a comment, a flippant comment, as far as I'm concerned, that's saying that the season's over. Yeah, how can you say that as a Blue Nose? There's 7 games. No. Come on, Travel.
Realism.
There's 7 games to go to the split. Right, we've got Hamilton at Ibrox, Hamilton away, Dundee at Ibrox, the Spoon Burners at their ground, Kilmarnock at Ibrox. We've got the Puddle Drinkers at their midden, and then we play Hearts, and then we play Motherwell the last game before the split. So let's. No, I know we're all in here having a moan, but I don't understand how a Rangers fan can come on and say that after tomorrow, if we get beat, the season's done. For me, then,
all right, you just mentioned the games there.
A season ticket, because I've got a guy here waiting one. You can't make a comment like that.
Right, listen, you've just mentioned the games there, right? Hamilton. We've already dropped points to Hamilton this season, and we're playing on a plastic pitch, which we keep getting the excuse they can't play on a plastic pitch. The Puddle Drinkers that we keep referring to, they've already beaten us this season as well. Dundee, they've beaten us already this season. So where am I getting the confidence that we're going to go there? This team have not put a winning run together.
But
how do you expect us to put any? They have not done it.
But
and the managers even commit saying that they are not listening. They are not.
We're on here having a moan and a rant about it. I know that, but confidence is about going to the next game. I'm going to the next game on Wednesday night and take my usual seat in my usual place, right, and cheer my team on, willing them on to win, and then I'll take what happens after that. I'm not going to turn around and say here that if we get beaten Wednesday, the season's finished. Certainly no for me, isn't it? It's still there to be won. So we need to be more upbeat. That we're all down tonight because we drew against a rubbish team who came to Ibrox again with 10 men. And to turn around and make a statement, I'm not getting angry.
Stop picking on people, JFK.
No, stop picking it, Phil. I would have about 10 cola cubes a night and the sugar levels high. But Chavarog, I understand. Chavarog, I understand what you're saying, mate. Right? But for me...
What he's saying is the stats don't point out that we're going to go on
I know that.
a 10-game winning streak.
But I still wouldn't turn around and say, if we get beat tomorrow, the season's over. The season's no over.
Aye, but Jimmy, can I just say something here? Is that Travel Rug hopes the season's not over? That's what he really means, because we're all at that. We're all at that. The reality suggests otherwise. I agree.
Aye. Well, this is no reality, is it? It's Rangers.
I'll tell you.
If this is not a reality show, I don't know what is.
Oh, I know. But sorry, Travel Rug. I know.
No, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
No, I was just. No.
That's what we're here for, mate. We're all here to
Tracy. Tracy, name more cola cubes, right?
E-numbers are through the roof here.
Oh, dearie me.
No, I mean, look.
Somebody get him a bottle of vodka. These cola cubes are killing him.
Jimmy, it's so frustrating because we put ourselves in a position at the turn of the year where we could challenge, and then immediately we blew it. And that's what my worry is about this team, is that we can't go on a win and run. Right, and that's
what about Bozzy's point, Travel?
It's terrifying.
What about Bozzy's point that we never got it right during the break? Is that fair?
Aye, there might be something in that. Aye, I mean, you could make an argument. I thought during the break that we had made the right signings. We were the ones at the best transfer window, and now 6 weeks down the line, do you know what? Maybe we didn't have the best transfer window.
See, I've always got a problem with people trying to get fitness in the first team. That's a personal thing. Any combos.
The thing that concerned me, and it would have been great to see Stephen Davis come back to Rangers and reignite things. But the truth is, Stephen Davis is 6-7 years older than when he left us, and he was playing good football when he left us. But 6-7 years of physical a highly physical game is difficult to come back from. And see, we expect Stephen Davis, no matter what we say on here, Stephen Davis to come back and say, this is the player that we had in 2011. Look, he's absolutely fantastic. And it's just not the reality. And it's the same with Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe's a striker. That's what he does. He comes alive in the 6-yard box. But if we don't give him the ammunition, he'd be as well being dead in the 6-yard box because he's just not effective. And that's what concerns. And then there's the Gareth Macaulay issue. Well, Kyle Lafferty, Gareth Macaulay would be the other one as well. Well, so I think that what's going to happen come the summer is there won't be signings like Kyle, Gareth Macaulay, players that I don't believe that coming back to our club is ever really a good idea. We've had it all the time. We've had Colin Steen come back and he played one great game against the Hibs. We've had Mark Hateley come back and he played one great game against the Celtic. We can count to these one games, these one instances, and that's fine. But I'm not really a fan of people coming back to our club because the expectation weighs too heavy on their shoulders, and we expect, and they can't deliver. I think so, Travel. I agree with you. But I think that come the summer, there'll be a reappraise. And look, Stephen Gerrard and his coaching staff are not stupid people. They're football people. They can see what's in front of them. And Mark Allen can see. And so I think there'll be a very different approach come the third transfer window, or at least I cross my fingers and hope there's a different approach.
Shadow.
Well, I think he's got to change it. He's got to make his mind up what he's doing. I mean, we signed Jermaine Defoe, and Jermaine Defoe was never going to replace Alfredo Morelos for me, not in a million years. Not in the system in which we're playing in. With regards to Lafferty, as you're all well aware, I never wanted him back. I think Kyle Lafferty seems to have a problem at Rangers. While he was at Hearts, he knew that if he was their success at Hearts, that he was going to slide down the rankings. Or slide down a wee team where he'd be lucky if he was getting 500 quid a week. So he had to perform at Hearts. Now he's at Rangers. He seems to be sitting on his laurels again, and there's just something not quite right inside that laddie's head for me. So I certainly never signed him. What we're going to do in the that laddie from Gillingham, I don't think there was actually enough money ready to go and get him in January. Though I think the guy's about 60, and he would slot straight in where Alfredo is if Alfredo was not available.
Are we talking about Tom Eaves? Is that
big lad? Yeah. And and he's one of these big lads. And rather than like Lafferty, who if the ball comes to him, he'll get it. Yeah. Eaves will go and attack the ball and make it his. And so I think that would be probably a pretty good player to look at if Stevie Gerrard wants to go along the line. I'm playing this way and I want to play that way. Well, go and buy the players that will allow you to play that way, Stevie. But at the same point, if you just play one way, as we saw with Mark Warburton, if you play one day, then teams will work you out and work out a way to stop you. So for me, you've got to have a bit of variation whereby you can play players like Jermaine Defoe, but somebody else has got to play alongside him, and they've got to be mobile. He can be a big man, but he's got to be mobile as well and good at linking up. Which I know Lafferty's a big lad, but his link-up play doesn't seem to be the best for me.
I thought he did very well in Saturday when he came on, Lafferty. I'm not saying he burnt the field up, but I thought he showed he linked quite well with Defoe a number of times, which hadn't been happening. Certainly
allegedly burnt the field up, Bridge.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But he had 2 or 3 shots at goal, which we hadn't had most of the game. But James Crivens, what can I say? I'll say it again. We need to score the goals. No matter what happens, we can play as badly as we like. We have to win. If we don't win, we're not going to win the league. Simple as that.
It's hard to argue with that rationale. JFK and then travel.
It's hard not to argue with that, isn't it? I'm like the rest of the guys. The one day I was excited about the players that we brought in, but unfortunately it's no panned out that way. So where do we go for here? Bridgeman said earlier on, I don't know if it was Bridgeman or I can't remember, it was Traveller.
I'll take the blame.
About will Fred be here at the summer? Possibly no. So where do we go for there? But the windy there in January was exciting for me. I was on here saying that I couldn't wait to see the guys playing for us, but it's no panned out that way. As I say, Stephen Davis looks 4 or 5 games away from even half the player he was. And for me, as I said, Defoe's definitely no got it. He's no got it. I
wouldn't say either of the two of them have not got it. I would say that Stephen Davis, the area of the pitch he plays in, he's about a yard, maybe a yard and a half off the pace. And I don't know how long it'll take to get him in that, if he's ever going to get into that. But my goodness gracious, he needs to improve on what he's done up to now, and that's for sure.
You can see why he wasn't in the Southampton team.
You can see he's no, and you can see what's happened. Him not being in the first team football, he's not getting the run into his legs up there.
Well, no, it really sticks out for me. I mean, I don't know how much Premiership football you guys watch, and I do think probably Macy's in here watch it. You know, because some games are exciting, but I've been watching Southampton and they're ranked rotten.
Yeah, and he can't get a game.
And he can't get a game. Yeah, that's exactly the way I'm looking at it, boys. You know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that, Jimmy.
I know. I mean, we all watch the Premiership and we're looking, and at Southampton, and he can't even get a game, and that's it. He can't even go on the bench.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So if you've got, you know, and I'm not being bad about to Stephen Davis. He was a great.
It's just a fact. Just a fact.
It's a sad fact. That's what I'm trying to say, Jimmy. You know, you can see it. We're all Rangers fans, and we watch them, and we're desperate for.
You want him to do well. That's the thing.
Exactly.
You want him, you're willing him to do well.
That's it. Get yourself back up to the pace of the game that you knew when you were playing at the top of your game. So get that fitness back, that match fitness, and everything about it. You could see he was trying to do the passes, and all of a sudden the move is gone. You could see he's looking down one channel, shall we say, and all of a sudden there was 2 men in it.
The same goes for Defoe. You look at the Bournemouth team there as well, and their rank as well. So maybe in hindsight now, the signings we got in January, and we were all applauding it, maybe weren't as good. But hey ho, we've got 7 games to the split. Let's see what happens. And let's see what happens.
Jimmy, I think Stephen Davis will come better than he has been, certainly. But you've got to give him the games.
He might just need a pre-season. He might just need a proper pre-season. This is the thing.
Correct.
And when you're not part of a first-team squad, there's not such a great urgency to make you part of what happens there. And so, you know, the same could be said of Gareth McAuley. I'm not disappointed with Gareth McAuley because I think he'll be away in the summertime, and I think Kyle Lafferty will be away in the summertime as well. But I'll be interested. I don't know where the. Oh, have we got a call coming there, Rox?
Yeah, we have, mate. You carry on, then we'll go to the caller, mate.
Wait, I didn't. I'm guessing about.
I'm
guessing about the Tom Eaves thing because it was a situation that had been mooted in the window, but I didn't realise it had been resurrected again. Am I right about that?
I think I've seen one newspaper run that story, mate. We had a look and they might be getting back in for the summer, you know.
But he's got a man bun, so I don't think so.
A man bun.
Jealousy.
He does, Bridges got a man bun. It should be.
Anyway, I think we've been joined by the Global Ambassador and a caller. Evening, Mr. Global Ambassador.
Evening, gentlemen.
Can I take the caller, Big Al, and then we'll come straight back to you? Is that all right with you?
Aye, if you want, mate.
Evening, caller. How are we doing?
All right, guys. See, on Wednesday against Kilmarnock, we need a big improvement to what we done on Saturday, or Kilmarnock will just wipe the floor with us.
It's hard to argue with that.
Sean.
Sorry, Sean. It's hard to argue with that. I'll pass it back to the Global Ambassador. I'm sure he's got strong views. How are we doing, Big Al?
Right, super. I'm doing super. Was that Sean for Radio Clyde?
Yeah. Aye.
Right. Can recognise your voice, buddy. Anyway, back to it. We were all optimistic with these signings coming in, but I think a few questions have to be asked. If we were going to sign Stephen Davis and he wasn't up to speed, what's the point if we've got to wait another 4 or 5 games? By that time, the league's done, innit? So that calls into the question and calls into the judgment of who signed him. Defoe, Saturday was similar to the week before, and we all cried that we can't play the team or play Defoe in a team that we think he's another Morelos, we have to change the team a bit. I hear somebody saying about stubbornness. If Mr. Gerrard's stubborn, I'm getting a wee bit sick of him, to be quite honest, coming out, and I'm not calling for his head, but I'm coming out the excuses and this and that, the players must try better and all the superlatives like you need to try better, you need to get a system in play that we can play against other teams, mix it up a bit. You've got, surely to God they've got enough options there to change things. He signed enough players, it's his team, you can't say it's not his team.
You need to work hard in training, mate. That's where the training field becomes important, mate.
Correct, but so why are we not seeing it on the park? Like, I understand, and I'm just kind of getting some things off my chest. I'm not wanting to be too down on it, but he is the man that ultimately that is going to carry the can, because the players never get sacked. He signed a player in Gazides. Is that right, Gazides? What's his name?
Grezda.
Albanian guy. Grezda. Sorry, Grezda. He was injured when we signed him. Who sanctioned that? Because I mean, by all accounts, we've not got enough money to buy players in any real quality. Yet we're signing a player that's injured. That just doesn't make fiscal sense at all whatsoever. You maybe would have been best gone and spending a wee bit of cash on that young boy Shanklin instead of Grezda or a Defoe or something like that. So I've got.
I tell you, I would take Big Al. I'd take the boy Michael Stewart for some of the games that we have to watch and we're going to have to watch next year. Greg Stewart, sorry, Michael Stewart.
Michael Stewart would probably be a decent signing. We might get some decisions after referees.
I've seen him play for us.
I think we've got to look at the manager quite a bit here, or the director of football. Look, we praise him when praise is due, but also when they need to be criticised, they have to be criticised and put to task. So, Mr. Gerrard, don't be coming out and telling us, the players aren't doing what I told them to do or whatever. If they're not doing it, then you make sure that the next time they take the field that they do it, or we can see that they're trying to do it. Because I think on Saturday, I don't know what was happening. There was another
Big Al.
Garbage like.
I just wish you would some of them.
Somebody who's doing the dishes, can you go and mute?
Sorry, that was somebody just came in the office there.
All right, sorry, big man.
Right, go ahead.
You go, Trevor.
I'm saying I would just like him to drop some of them. See if he's going to come out and say things like that they're no listening to him or they're not doing this. Make an example of them.
Correct.
Prove to them that
I would agree with that.
They're no bigger than the team.
He did say in his presser the day that he had other players coming back that he thinks he could rely on.
Who's that?
Jimmy,
well, I'm thinking now.
That's what I questioned. I thought that as well when they said that.
Ryan Jack and Arfield, I think.
Well, Arfield's no kicked his arse for 3 or 4 weeks. Jack was injured, and obviously we've got Alfredo back. So take Alfredo, Jack. Arfield's been rubbish. Let's be honest. He's not been all that great in 4 games.
So do we?
Have any answered the question that Sean asked you?
Would you be quite happy?
Sean asked you.
Can I ask Sean a question? John, why are you called Sean and you support the Rangers?
I don't know, that's my ma's fault. I think she was drunk.
It's alright. Hey, I'm going to have to go, guys, but you keep up the good show. You
Cheers,
keep up, John, for the Rangers. Thanks very much.
Aye, but we're going to improve in Wednesday. Miles will be at the Cup, and it's just going to be a disaster season.
Prince, you were coming in there, mate?
I was just wondering if anybody was going to say anything to Sean about what his thoughts are. Look, Sean, we're under no illusions. This is going to be a tough game on Wednesday night, for sure. And the Rangers fans that are going to go there, and I don't know how many are going to go there, but I heard on Saturday it was going well. I don't know what the amount is and what the crowd's going to be. But
it's not going to be televised, is it? No, so it's
no. But I think it might be something like 40,000 is what I've heard. I don't know how good they're
as high as that, but you never know.
Well, that's what I'm hearing anyway.
And it might be take about 10,000 off the gate.
36,000 tickets been sold.
Well, there you go. So no probability to be closer to 40,000. Can I just say that?
Back to Sean's point then. Sean, would you be quite happy if he went out with a defence of Polster, Macaulay, Katic and Halliday. And then a midfield of Jack, Arfield and Kamara, let's say. And
I would like to see 2 up front on Saturday. Wednesday.
So, but do you not think that would dull wee Alfredo? Because we've got Alfredo coming back, so you'd automatically think he's going to go with the 3, isn't he? Because that's the way he likes to play with Alfredo. I do agree with you, mate. I think if we didn't have Alfredo, I'd be looking at something completely different with the up front. But
yes, honest, guys, I'm actually glad we got Morelos back. Obviously, he's got to miss the weekend, because I think if Rangers didn't have Morelos back on Wednesday, I would actually forget about having a chance on Wednesday. That's my opinion.
Good point.
But we shouldn't be a one-man team. We're in problems if that's the case.
But we are a one-man team, though, aren't we? That's the way we're playing.
Yeah, correct.
We're playing like
that way. He's actually our best player. I know he's got a wee bit of anger problems and that, but when he doesn't play, Rangers struggle for goals, and that's a real big problem.
Yeah, but as other teams lose their best players, and they've got to go on with it. We don't. I'm saying, but we're the same. We have got to go on with it, and unfortunately, it doesn't look as if we're doing very well at it. That's what I'm meaning, and that has to change.
I'm not going to go into this anger problems thing about Alfredo. I think that's just getting blown up. That's a whole media thing. That's how many players has Alfredo actually injured this season? How many players has he actually
done any, to be honest?
No, that's what I mean. But he's getting, for me, he's victimised, and it's a whole. There's a wee bit of a campaign against him, and it purely is because he's probably the best player. He's the most informed player in the league at the moment, and we rattled him. We had people wondering what was going to happen at the turn of the year because we'd put ourselves in that position. It's new turned against us, so I'm not going to jump on Alfredo's got anger issues. I think Alfredo goes out and plays a game which the people in this country aren't liking, and they're not liking the player. They're not liking the success of the player. So I'm not trying to get at you, Sean, but let's not try and play along to this hysteria that Alfredo's got anger. I think Alfredo's getting cheated. I think Alfredo's getting victimised, and it's not. And we're the ones that's suffering for it. We suffered on Saturday there for it. We're dropping points because of it, and there's no way Alfredo should be suspended at the moment.
That was about the point that I was making on our own travel. You know, we had 2 strikers on there on Saturday. Admittedly, Big Lafferty's no been kicking his own arse, right? But we've got the 457 caps for England, and they 2 come onto the party on Saturday, and they couldn't even do nothing. So anybody that blames Alfredo is wrong. The only time I would blame Alfredo, and probably you blame the manager for that there, was the Ayr United game when he got booked and he was banned for the semi-final against the Sheep. And that was, I think Mason were all angry because we could have beat Aberdeen that day, we could have beat the Shaggers that day. Mm-hmm. But anybody that blames Alfredo for Saturday is living in cuckoo land. Absolutely. He wasn't there because he was banned, so he shouldn't have been banned. But we had 2 capable so-called strikers there on Saturday, and none of the 2 of them could do anything for us, and that was poor. So let's see what happens on Wednesday. I think we'll see a big difference in the team on Wednesday, definitely.
Yeah, just got to. I wonder sometimes when you're watching it, if we all see the same thing. I think Jimmy asked us earlier, if we're seeing these things, you'd think our management would see these things as well and change it or do something about it. But it's obviously far more difficult at managerial level than we think. So it's all right saying it, you know. But yeah, I agree. Something has to come out on Wednesday night. We have to be a lot better, and we've got to play 4-3-3 if Alfredo's playing. If he's selected, then you've got to service him properly the way we've been doing to help him out, and he'll bring everybody into the game, and he'll be a lot tougher against their defence than we've ever been.
Bridgman, I think you mentioned it earlier. I expect them to have a reaction because they've done it in the past. They do react after a setback, but the problem is they might go out and get a result on Wednesday night, but I can't trust them to go out and get a result on Sunday. Right. That's the worry.
In Saturday's travel, what it looked like to me in parts of the game is they were playing our game against us. They were changing from a pack defence to a high press, and they were pressing against us, shoving us back, and then they would change it again. So they were changing their shape constantly during that game. We didn't do it once.
Mm-hmm. But that's a well-oiled, well-disciplined team that's been following the manager's instructions.
I'll say it again, Travel, they were very, very unlucky. We're sitting up there and I'm saying, this mob are going to score, because I could feel it in my body, they're going to score. Fortunately, they didn't, of course.
But it's Kilmarnock done it to us just a few weeks
earlier.
I know,
pal. It's heartbreaking. It's actually heartbreaking. You're sitting there with 50,000 people supporting you, and you've got look at the corner, and they're lucky if there's 150 people there supporting them, and we can't win. Sorry, doesn't make sense. We've got a far better management set up, far better team, far better club, far better everything, and we can't beat them. Sad, isn't it? Sad.
Don't forget, Brisbane, there was only another 700 puddle drinkers there that day when they beat them. Happy days.
Yeah. A lot about them in the news tonight there. Jimmy, there was a lot about them in the news tonight.
Jimmy, I don't want that to be a highlight of our season, mate.
No,
we don't want to talk about the buggers, innit?
I'm not one of these.
Well said, Sean. Well said.
No, I've too many guys.
Sean, slow down. I'll bring you in a second. Carry on, JFK.
Too many guys that you meet. Me and Oxy know each other for a long time, and their look on the scene, as long as you beat them 4 times, no, that's not what it's about at all. We want to win the league. Look, I agree with what Graham Souness once said. I don't care if they beat us 4 times as long as we win the league. Right? I know it's great to beat them, but see if we win the league, that hurts them more than it hurts us, obviously. So, no, but it was good to beat them in the 29th, and hopefully we do something the 31st of March. But we need to do something in the next 7 games, guys. Well, next 8 games. We need to win the game.
I hope you're right. JFK.
Starting Wednesday, Jimmy.
And you come, Sean.
All right, guys. You know what I don't get? I know Morelos does or something, and the cameras go right on him. How when one of Celtic's players was arguing with the ref, he got a yellow card, and then went back out to argue with the ref, and he went to the Brendan Rodgers, basically telling him to get off the park. If that was one of your players, it would been a second red card.
I'll put you to a Celtic expert. Bridgeman.
I've got no idea, Sean.
It's because I just think the media and all that will always put Rangers under more pressure and today with Celtic.
There's a lot of folk believe that. I believe it myself.
I do believe it.
But I can't comment on anything about the Celtic, because I haven't looked at it. I won't see it. I hardly look at them at all. Only if I see it on the news, which you can't help anyway sometimes. I haven't seen anything that's remotely, like you said. What I did hear, and I read it in Follow this evening, is that the referee refereed their game has apparently got in touch with Brendan Rodgers and apologised to him for sending Scott Brown off. That's what I heard. Whether there's any truth in it or no, whether it's that daft, Twitter stuff, I believe that's what's happened. And that's shocking.
Well, guys, have a good night anyway. What time are you on to 12?
No.
I'm going to joke anyway. Right, guys, take care.
All the best, Sean.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
We better.
Must be good for you. Travel around covering 2 years on here. 2 Sean. Can you combo Shadow?
I was just thinking then. I mean, our midfield yesterday didn't help us at all, did it? The way it was set up, we got one guy who's on his debut, who's a defensive midfielder. We got Ross McClory as a centre defensive midfielder, and Stephen Davis, who's no kicked his ass all season. So, what was actually left for the opposition to defend again? Once they realised that because Candace has not been great the last few games, so you've got to watch out for Defoe if he gets within 20 yards of goal. So, and then all you got left to concentrate on is Brian Kent. it's not exactly a lot to stop for the defence to turn into attack. If anybody, I mean, I don't know. You're saying Ryan Jack's injured. You're saying Arfield is injured. I don't know what other options we had that we could have put in there. Because all the young lads are out.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? Another marvellous night. Great discussion. So well done to everybody. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some comments I couldn't make on stuff that I didn't see. So if anybody's disappointed in me not being able to comment on Celtic, then too bad. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, please, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. They really do. Keep it going.
Yeah, Rich. This has been Rangers Radio. Can I thank everybody that's phoned in to the tent with phoners? Sean, Skipper, Big Stevie for the drum. Who else was on the phone? Let me think. Dutchy himself, the global ambassador. I hope I've covered all the callers, plus Blue Shadow, the one and only GFK, of course, the Fox, Travel Organ Bridge. This has been Rangers Radio. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for putting the show together. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers, but never forgive and never forget. Take it away, Old School Blue.